Bank is our first map, Consulate is our second map, and with both teams in and ready to go, let's get this game underway. Supremacy versus Vitality. We'll run down the rosters once we get into game, so we'll find out. So, as it has gone through, Supremacy have heard about the result from the first map. They know that Infused are 1-0 up. And with that added pressure on them, it's all coming down to now how well do they handle that pressure. There is a lot of nerves got to be coursing through these guys. They know that there's a real chance for Infused to go 2-0.
It's definitely an Infused favor right now. And if they take it, that means Supremacy has to win this.
So, we saw Vitality play this map against Immense not 2 hours ago.
Right.
Now, they played it not quite flawlessly, but they played it very, very well. Ultimately, coming down to their use of drones and roamers, same as every other time.
Right.
Immense didn't really have the same thing there. Now, Supremacy are a much tougher squad than one up Esport Immense. Setting up for their defense here, they previously run these two roamers, this Criscu and BIOS B, Recruit and Jaeger double roam play.
Right.
But they brought out another Recruit in here.
Yep.
To switch things up a little bit. And it's also a case of, are they going to run two very aggressive roamers against a team that are as strong as Supremacy? Or are they going to try and play a little bit more passive? This is what we've seen from PC squads. They'll run 2 or 3 roamers in some situations in teams that they are confident that they are better at, and teams that they will win 1v1 firefights with. But once they start coming up a squad which are better with their drone and are better as a team, then they start to play more defensive and fall back into their bomb sites and start to hide a bit more. So that's now what we're going to see here from Vitality.
But given with so many recruits, I mean, that's a whole lot of barbed wire.
Yes.
So I would assume they are definitely going to be playing pretty aggressive with the roaming, with the intent of, you know, we slow them down with all the barbed wire. They're putting them in all these different entryways as we see them placing them. Pretty much, I think, just as kind of sentries for the roamers. You know, like as Supremacy walks around, Vitality will constantly hear barbed wire and go, "Yep, he's right where I put that one."
Every little doorway here around BIOS has been barbed up, and he's now killed off the drone that was close to. Same here for Criscu now. He's got barbs on all the different entrances, and Squall is playing as the third roamer. Now, Squall and Criscu are pretty close together. While BIOS in a physical position is pretty close to them, he's got a lot of different doorways to go through to actually be able to back them up. So it's all going to come down to how long these firefights could or do take to be whether or not he can actually be an impact in this. But as we said, 3 roamers then on the board here from Vitality. So while the Supremacy drones are trying to track Squall down, he takes one out but has to reposition in. Actually doesn't get it. It just let through him. Ultimately, they're not really making use of this. The distraction the drone is causing for him is not being capitalized on by Supremacy. He really having a tough time killing it, but he knows he's got to be careful and checking that doorway the entire time. Otherwise, they could come in and try and push him down while he's busy killing the drone. And they're not really using it at all.
A hell of a feat right there to get rid of that drone.
BIOS and Criscu being staying in very static positions. They haven't been found out yet. Squall still can't kill. There we go.
Thank
now
God.
killed off this drone, but it's not really been used there. The shots are finally coming in from Sangral.
I think he thought he was going to on the wrong side.
Stasio takes down BIOS. That's the first roamer out in the main lobby on the Teller's location. Stasio got in there and got very, very low to take him. He's now pushing further through, but again, this barbed wire is causing a bit of a nuisance. Criscu around the corner has a Tumik to his left. Criscu takes down Stasio as he peeks around, and then the follow-up peek from Furious underneath takes down a Tumik. Bibu, though, will answer by taking down both Squall and Criscu, and all the roamers are dead. With Vitality now, it's just 2 players left alive in the basement. Furious G has already taken one out. They're going to down him and get him back up as Doc to give him the more health. But with a minute on the clock, Supremacy have got a lot of time to make their way in. Raphael blowing open this trapdoor to begin with. We'll give him that top-down angle on A. The A bomb site is currently being held by Furious from this doorway, and Anthrax inside the wall next to it. Got a big-ass hole thanks to that opening. You can obviously look up through this trapdoor using that as well, but they're coming down through the stairs now with a diffuser. Sangral and Thermite will blow this open. So the trapdoor's open, but all 3 people are downstairs. You know exactly where at least one player from Vitality is holding now as shots came through from the right. Hole has been blown open. Sangral with the diffuser. He's going to try and edge his way in. Get the defuse down in the corner. Will turn around so he's not sticking out quite so far. Furious G looking for the spray down. He's got to stop the plant. He goes for it. Does get the plant stopped, but his teammate has been down. going for the pistol shots. All he's got to do is stay alive for 7 seconds. Can he land the final kill? He can't, and the 2 shots will come in from Supremacy to give them round number 1 in a very, very close final fight.
Strong start for him. It's
everyone on the pistol. Silence pistol.
That was yeah, I mean, geez, with all the pistols out, he almost could have just turned around and booked it for 7 seconds and maybe had a chance.
Yeah, as soon as that 7-second timer goes, yes,
Right.
they could picked up the diffusion, stalled it, but
Yeah.
it was tight. They went for the big play. Both of them pushing in to stop that diffuser may have been a bit too much. Rip
Right.
lost his life for it and was down but not outed. Yeah, but ultimately, coming down to the wire again, Supremacy did a good job of taking out the Roamers, but ultimately could have been better.
Now,
Like, it's finally real there that Vitality aren't winning the firefight straight up. Bios B gets taken out by Twitch. He just walked straight into him and took that fight straight up.
right.
He lost that firefight. And yes, the drone, which I'm sure you're
Can I
all
just,
talk- yeah, I'm
what
sure
I
you-
want to
no?
say is, so the last player alive was Doc,
Mhm.
who they downed to pick back up for a little bit of extra health. He still had like half health when they downed him.
Yeah.
If he had not downed him, he wouldn't have died because he's Doc. He would have had the opportunity to try to revive himself back up. And I think the timer would have run before they could have shot him as he stood back up again. I think they might have won the defending round if they hadn't downed him for that extra health. Arguably, maybe he would have gone down faster. And
Yeah, maybe.
you know,
Okay.
I just think because we did see that actually
Yeah.
last week, I believe, where Doc won because he was Doc
Yes.
on the defense
And he had that invulnerability.
and he had
to get himself
yeah,
back up.
as he's standing back up, he couldn't be taken out. And I think we almost just had that again, except they had already downed him just to get the extra health.
Okay, so barbed wire this time from Supremacy, going a lot more close to the objective than the Vitality that pushed it upstairs, and they've got 3 very strong 3-armor people, no recruits in their roster, and they've got the smoke, which we've seen time and time again from this position be an absolute game changer, locking people outside of this objective.
Right.
Vitality is what we saw from there earlier on, using these drones very, very well to get themselves inside. Squall and Thermite both doing that, and that's given Bios a chance to get inside and upstairs pretty quickly. But they can see the walls being reinforced, actually to his right there, where Raphael is holding. Sorry, Raphael is holding. So he's got an idea that someone might be up here. They just haven't droned them out yet. Bibu is up here with him. It's now a question of what do you do about it, Vitality? Are you going to push down the objectives and try and bait the Roamers to come to you and they kill them and they rotate? Or are you going to make the push down towards the objectives downstairs? For now, they're blowing open the trapdoor here above A. The shots will immediately start to come out from a couple of the defending players, but Raphael and Bibu slowly moving around. Furious G's drone will have just about, I believe, spotted Bibu. If not, Anthrax's has. Anthrax's drone, there we go, does spot out with Bibu's location. So he has to move. Furious G's drone now got him here. He's looking for the corner. Anthrax comes out and loses the firefight, and that's huge because it's the diffuser. But Bias B is trying to flank around behind. Will get the down onto Jaeger, takes him out with a trade. So it's a 1-for-1, but it's by far not the same clean shooting we're used to seeing from Vitality. It's Supremacy coming around one side again with Raphael to try and trade it. But he's now got 2 people to try and find. Sprint's got the doorway to get location information. Sprint's back again the other way, but he's surrounded now. Vitality pick up the 2 roamers quickly. Only a minute on the clock, but they've already got an opening now down into the basement below. Tumik is quite a distance away. Sangrel's holding a tight angle here onto the person that might drop down into that barbed wire. Stasio is careful of this other trapdoor that is now open above his head. 53 seconds. Smoke charges are going off, but there's only 1 of them left. Grenades are coming down, but the trophy systems are taking them out. Another smoke will go through as Crisco is trying to open up the barbed wire in the plant spot that they want to use. But Doc goes down, will get straight back up, but down again, and Squall is still there to fire. Furious D takes down Sangrel. Now Atumik's the last man, and he's miles away from the bomb site. The plant's going to go down, but it doesn't matter because Squall will take Atumik out with some firefight all the way down the corridor, and the attackers win round number 2. Oh. Still using some very solid drone play on attack.
Right.
Did locate both of those did locate Bibu pretty quickly. Didn't really have too strong of an idea as to where Raphael was.
Right, right.
But once he did try and rotate, ultimately the Supremacy problem there was they split up too far.
Yes.
Bibu was alone in that firefight for way too long. Got taken out because of it. Raphael had to rotate around there. By the time he was done, he was gone and dead. And yes, it was a dock. The idea, obviously, you have the Romans together and you revive one.
Right.
Didn't work out because they were 2 split and 2 singular fights. And again, Vitality with a nice pincer movement, splitting them up, locking him into a corner and making him fight on 2 fronts.
And worth noting too, where most a lot of teams we watch, you know, they'll take the roamer out. It might take a minute 30, it might take 2 full minutes, and they'll only have a minute left to start pushing the point. Vitality was actually running 3 people in the roamers while 2 people were opening up several different ways into the point. So that, yes, they only had just under a minute once they started the actual attack and the roamers were down, but they were already ready to push in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and they're like doing that is what also forced Bibu to move a bit more. Like
Right, exactly.
By putting pressure on the objective meant, all right, well, I'm not going to make my full push here and go for that backstab.
Right.
Because they're not 100%ing this, but I need to get a bit closer in case they go very quickly. And in doing that reposition, it gave him away and allowed them to take them out. So yeah. What we've got now from Vitality, though, is setting back up to what we are used to seeing from them. Bios on a recruit, Criscu on Jaeger, but then Squall is back down in a more defensive position running this cap can. This is more used to them down in this basement.
Right, I like their little surprise play. I think that this using barbed wire all over the map as kind of roamer sound points is a really good idea that more people will start trying.
Yeah.
And I'm surprised we hadn't seen that till now.
Bibu's drone here in the kitchen. We'll see Bios again. Does he have a better job killing it this time? He does. Gets that one out much better, but
yeah, it did not work out so well for them last round.
no, another drone comes in. Criscu's going to get spotted by this one as well. Neither of them can kill it off. He's going to go hunting for it. Knows he's safe to go in here, but cannot get this drone kill at all and has to come back outside now as he's careful they may be pushing into him. Bios is still in this room. He's now completely swarmed by Supremacy players. Drone's finally killed off by Criscu, but up above him and next to Bios B is Bibu. Above him is the sledge. Shots spraying in through the kitchen again. Criscu still unconscious. They're both watching the opposite corners to each other. Furious, though, peeks up the stairs again and manages to take down Stasio. The second time he's done that. A bit quicker this time around because he saved his teammate. Slow reactions there from Criscu. Bibu gets the information, has to back out alive now. They're looking to push from another angle. And with a minute and a half already off the clock, Vitality, this is where they normally start pushing back towards their teammates as their roamers. And you can see they are edging towards that side of this open office area. As Sangro comes through into the room between the two. Staying alive, staying hidden. Now it's on to Bios B in case they're coming out. He's still watching the kitchen side. Criscu, very, very cautious. Bibu is still over that side. Raphael, one edge. There's a spray coming through. Raphael gets tagged, but so does Criscu. Not as bad. Bios is still a little bit pinned in this corner. Knows they're around to his left, he sees. Here's Sangro, but gets prone just in time. Now the shots are coming across. Down to 57 seconds. Supremacy are having a much tougher time clearing these two out this time. They're not droning as well after the fact. They find them first, but now they're not pushing aggressively. Now, there we go. Wow!
Just ankle bites him with the knife.
That's awful for Supremacy. And Criscu takes out Raphael as well. Just Ash and Sledge to go in 35 seconds with no diffuser. This is looking like Vitality's round, sealed and done. More shots coming through from Atomic now in that adjoining room. Bibu's in the kitchen, will pick up the 1 kill. But Bios with no health whatsoever is still hiding in this corner. He knows he's got the diffuser. They could come behind him, but he's happy with that if he needs to. A little bit of a pre-fire as the first steps come around. Keeps spraying again, but switches to his pistol. Now Bibu comes around, they will put him down, but they picked up the diffuser with 10 seconds on the clock. I'm going to follow Atomic because he's got to get himself downstairs with it. Makes the push forward. 4 seconds on the clock. He cannot even get close enough to the diffuser in time. That will be Defenders winning round number 3 because right there, Supremacy, yeah, you droned out great. You found these roamers perfect. And you made them waste a lot of time trying to kill that drone again, but you're not pushing in behind it. And then when you are pushing in, even though you know roughly where they are, they're still going one at a time.
Exactly, and that's the big thing we saw from Vitality is they're by far, I think, in my opinion, for the European Xbox League, they're by far the strongest drone attacking players. Like, they always use their drone in conjunction with teammates. It's not one guy just jumping around with the drone. All that's doing is wasting the attacking team's time. You know, you said, yeah, they did a good job wasting time with the drones, but that's not wasting the defender's time. They don't care. Bouncing around with the drone. They're worried about getting shot, but it inevitably never happens. Vitality, if they had that same drone situation against Supremacy,
then, yeah, they'd have been in there and killed the guy while he was messing around with that drone.
Just forgot who we were playing for a second.
Yeah. So and as you say, that makes them the strongest drone attack player. That straight up just makes them the strongest attacking team in Europe right now. So that is what is how he's arguably given them this 1 round lead. Right. But they've got to do it again now on attack here if they wish to bake it off. And don't get me wrong, Supremacy's defense by no means was it cut and dry and picked apart by those drones. They hit pretty well. Vitality's droning was not that thorough. They just got very good reactions once Bibu had revealed himself, and as we mentioned, Bibu and Raphael has spread out a little bit too much in their 2-foot to get picked off, so they can still hold out better this time if they wish. They're going to the same locations, going upstairs and reinforcing these walls again as well, give themselves a bit more cover from a different angle. And here comes the drone play from Squall and Furious G, just like before. This time though, Criscu droning in a little bit more himself. Anthrax planting a breach charge on that front door for a bit of a distraction, maybe? I'm not entirely sure, but it's something. Opens it up all the same. Now finally makes his way in. Biabu is taken out by Bios, who's the last man I didn't go to. The drone, I don't think the drones even did come near this room. There's no drone in sight, but he came in through upstairs. Picks him off as he's trying to use that reinforced wall as cover. In fact, the drone did come this way. It was Furious G's drone that started in tellers and went up the stairs. Manages to spot them and Bios takes him out. And Raphael could not protect him from that one. Sprayed through the other wall. This one's only half reinforced as well. They know now where Raphael is. He is cautious of all these holes. And he knows he's going to get pinned in if he's not careful soon. Spinning around in a couple of different directions as the attack comes through from Vitality. They're actually choosing to leave him for a little bit. Criscu droning for Bios this time. And for himself. Tries to make his way in towards the A-bomb. They need the thermite to blow open this wall. Grenades start to come on through, but lots of spray coming across right next to his face. Doc goes down very, very low as he's fired on through the trapdoor by Furious G, and Anthrax is above looking at the other trap as well. Shots coming in different directions. Sangrel taking a lot of damage within the B-bomb site too as he's trying to fire across from both locations. Anthrax pushes on down to try and take out the Doc. Only manages to down him. He gets himself back up and away. But he's holding in, he's keeping him distracted, and that has allowed the plant to go off. Now, Sangrel comes around behind, gets taken out by a nice reaction from Anthrax. He will be answered by Raphael, who's come down to support, but there's still only 3 defenders up, and the diffuser is down. The Tumik's got to push inside, but there's not much of a hole for him to go through. Criscu will take out Starzio. They've got to get through different angles here. Criscu is taken out by Raphael again. He's trading nicely, but there's still 3 members, and you're at the numbers disadvantage. Trades will not work for you. Thankfully here for the defenders, the diffuser is behind a wall that is still reinforced. Maybe if a Tumik was doing this the entire time, they could have made it work, but the Snake comes in, forces him out. Bios is taken out by it, but they will trade it back and forth, and Squall gets the final kill. And even if he'd have gone down, there was no time to defuse. I want to rewatch that from a top-down perspective, right? Because I do not know how they got that plant down without that wall being destroyed. I mean, the Anthrax dropping down into that red corridor must have been a big part in it. He dropped down through the trapdoor, survived dropping through the trap to begin with, managed to shoot onto Doc, downs him but can't finish him. Doc keeps himself back up and repositions, then he gets prone behind the little cart, but by forcing him out of that corridor, must have allowed them to get in through that doorway and get the plant down. That I mean, must have been it. Even decent little fire, you could prone in there if you wanted to. It's very hard to see past the bomb and the table with all the stuff on the desk and everything. I mean, we watched Supremacy turn around and just kind of butt their way in just a foot with the guy aiming right down the hall, still right over his head. Can't see him plant it. Maybe they just droned in and droned out. Yeah, very possible as well. Definitely did not expect the plant without Thermite opening it up. I mean, he must have at least gone for the plant when Anthrax dropped down, because even if you prone in, you have to crouch before you can plant. Right. And as he crouched, the head would have popped up above the desk. So yes, it was a couple of seconds of distraction from Anthrax dropping down, but that's all it needed. Right. So yeah, you may be right. Make sure of the 2. And again, it's showing beautiful teamwork here from Vitality into doing that. We've seen a lot of squads try such plays, but they're just on slightly different timings or slightly different pages, and suddenly one guy will try and go down to be a distraction, and his team are not ready for it. He gets him. That was that first kill. Same did it last time round. Headshot wasn't quite lined up this time, but... So maybe they didn't watch the VOD of Vitality playing. I mean, to be fair, even if they did, there's nothing they could have done about that. Like, as soon as you get to the top of the ladder, the shots are coming across. But I've seen, I believe Furious goes there pretty much every time and just waits for that. If they defend the top floor, he pretty much watches that every single time. Well, there you go. Pro tips from Punches. Crypto's down in his open office area again. Bios, actually a bit of spread from him this time, watching the front door, but now he's looking to reposition slightly as he hears some drones running around behind him. The rest of the team are upstairs. Squall holding this very small, tight angle again, just like he was before, into the room across the hall. Furious has a can trap here to lock him in this room, with Ernest rotate in towards the B-bomb. And another hole next to the reinforced wall. So yes, he'll hear them coming into that room because they will blow up that can trap, shoot it out first, and and that gives him an idea. And he's got Anthrax here as well. So again, they've got a double angle on this same doorway. So very important.
Right.
Supremacy. Drones are not finding Criscu or Bios B quite as effectively this time as they have done before. They're both sitting very, very static, and Supremacy, while they are droning the floor above, they haven't really checked down here, and this could give Vitality a nice position to come up the stairs from behind. Starzio, is he outside? I believe he's outside of the garage ramp. Bios tries to come up behind for the flank, doesn't land too much damage, and has been scared away. Starzio is in the main lobby. He may have to get here onto Bios because no one's on the cameras to let him know, or the camera has been killed. Bios got to be cautious of his backside here, but that does mean there's only 3 people upstairs. Starzio has actually gone to the top floor from the main lobby stairs. This is now as exposed as before. Rook gets his back scratched a little bit by that shot, but again, won't go down until now. Oh, he's still not down. He's just on the tiniest little bit of health ever. Gets away to hide in the corner. Bios B does get taken by Starzio as he actually turns to run away from the Rook. So Bios looking for that flank. Gets caught out by some off timing by Starzio. Criscu now is trying to come up the stairs. Oh, Supremacy, that sucks. But it was their... No, he was already alive. Damn it. They're down a player as Furious G takes down... Or is taken down, sorry. But Criscu flanks around the side. Taking down a Tumik. Goes for the next one. Takes down Sangreal. We're still in the round. That is a perfect flank. Coming up the side, Starzio is now on the other end. He was looking for Criscu, but was a little bit late to the party. Could get around behind him. Finds one, but is taken out by Squall. Very nice shooting. And defenders win round number 5, taking us to 4-1.
Yep.
Supremacy definitely not up on their drone game. Really nice reactions there from Squall. Yeah. Flicks it straight up in the head. We will get that game remade and get Supremacy's last player back in.
Yeah, that sucks that they lost one,
harder.
But honestly, I don't think that him disconnecting...
If they lost one, now you could argue he was the player watching their back and would have stopped Criscu.
Right.
Maybe.
Right.
It's a bit of a stretch. Criscu could have still got 2 kills. There'd have been 2 left instead of 1.
Right.
Still, it sucks. Losing a player always sucks.
Yeah, always. I mean,
but that round was already looking pretty rough for them.
Yeah.
They had not a whole lot of time left. Criscu was going to come up behind them one way or another.
Right.
They had 3 people still inside the objective left to kill. They had very little health there on the Twitch.
Not a lot of
This
time
is that
left.
first round highlight. So you see the diffuser go down, then Anthrax is down here. Doc is at half health. Could have hid behind the bomb a little bit there.
Right.
Gone for the revive pistol instead of his pistol. Maybe he had the time.
Right.
Possibly could have revived Doc, and that would have done exactly
At the
what
very
needed.
least, they would have had to shoot at Doc again, and everyone was already pistols out anyway, so
yeah.
someone would have to
knife
reload,
was
a lot of things. But
unlucky
just
by all levels for Sangreal. Like, leaping over and spraying is ultimately very, very accurate in a lot of situations.
Right.
To be,
to
oh
just
god, panic knife.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that worked. Is painful. And Sangreal here dying to Anthrax again. Little things that just shouldn't be happening as a Tumik comes out for the final one. And then only do they kill a Tumik here. There we go. Furious G shoots past him, picks up the first kill, and then swivels to him.
Right.
And yeah, as you say, every single time Furious doing that.
Yeah, Furious seems to really like that spot. I've actually never seen somebody pre-aim that particular spot, so I learned something new today.
I
But
thought about it, but I've never actually seen it pulled off. Yeah, so I wonder if it's possible.
I just noticed he's been doing it a lot since they've been playing back.
So I think one of those things that needs to go into the spawn fixes. It
Yeah.
probably shouldn't be possible. There needs to be a bit of cover at the top of that
Right,
ladder.
you should be able to break the top of the ladder before...
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
Just
Furious,
another like cooling vent or something
but
at the
hey,
stop.
it's there, and Furious says, well...
Yeah, hey, if
they're
it's
not
in the
gonna
game
be
at the moment, make use of it. Do not knock him for that.
Right.
Same with the shields. Yes, they're arguably too strong in a lot of people's books,
Yep.
especially Blitz, but it's part of the game and it's not
just
bad.
too
Make use of it.
weird, you know? Just too weird. The gameplay with the shields is just a
Yep.
little weird. I feel like they need more of a role as opposed to just kind of stand in front of you, not get hit by bullets, and maybe hit you in the face in the off chance with the hip fire. You know?
So let's talk a little bit about Supremacy's attacks, because
Yeah,
they're
definitely.
clearly faltering. They are doing well at droning in and finding people.
Yes.
Now, when it came to the basement, they droned in the floor above because you have to. Clear it first.
Right.
They got it, good. They found the roamers, but then didn't kill the roamers while they're distracted. And when they did push the roamers, they still pushed them kind of singly.
Right.
And were lost because of that. So then they switched it to upstairs. Now they don't even drone the other floors at all.
Right.
They just drone the top
push
floor.
down. Yeah.
And yes, they found the people that are in the objective again. But what are you going to do about it? They're
Right.
still dug in tight. You cannot push completely freely because you're scared of everything else to happen in the rest of the map because you know there are roamers. It's Criscu and Bios. They're always going to be there. So you then cannot give that up. And as a result, they ran very, very low on time. Crisco then eventually came up behind them, which, again, they had no drone. Like, even if you let them stay downstairs, you should have a drone or two sitting at the up points for your dead players or one nominated player to sit on those drones and tell you when he's flanking you. Because they had no way of knowing when he was coming back up. They just knew he would come up at some point.
But again, they just don't seem to have that team play with the drones. They're great at using the drones as a team and finding where the players are, but they don't really execute the players with the team drones.
Even while we're loving Vitality's play of drawing in with a player straight behind it and killing it, that's not the only way to play it.
Of course
we have seen the other way, and they just don't seem to be good at either way, whether it be droning in first and following the drone in and shooting the guy who's distracted, or as we say, just finding their locations to begin with, then pushing as a 5. They're finding their locations, not pushing in as a 5.
Yeah, it's just kind of, okay, well, that's where they are, and let's hope they're still there in 40 seconds when we get over there.
Yeah.
You know?
Now, arguably, they are very good shooters. That's why they are as far up the table as they are. That's why they are still putting up a bit of a fight here against Velocity. Vitality. But, yeah, the shooting alone is not enough against a squad like
because
this.
They're also great shooters on Vitality. So.
And on top of being great shooters, there's always 2 of them shooting at you.
Exactly.
Unless it's a roamer, in which case he's shooting you in the back.
Right.
Or if you're hunting him, there are still 2 people shooting you. Like, Vitality teamwork is just a whole nother level that I don't think I've seen from any other Xbox squad yet.
Right.
In any region.
I mean, as somebody who very much enjoys roaming on defense, watching the way Vitality comes in kind of 3v1 so many times where the roamers just flipping around everywhere trying to figure out what to do, I'd be terrified. Their pushes on the roamers are pretty terrifying, and that's, I mean, it gives them so much more time to deal with attacking the point because they just get it done. You know, it's just the pinch every time. Every time.
So, quick update to Infused and 1UP Esport.immense. That second map is still underway.
Yep.
As far as I know, without result. So there is still a chance for Immense to grab that second map, that Hereford base, and force a draw out, which Supremacy would love right about now.
Yes, they would.
But, I mean, it could also still go to 2 near Infused and put even more pressure on top of a Supremacy who are, as it stands, looking like they're about to lose this map.
Yep.
It is not a pretty scoreline if you're a Supremacy fan, but as we mentioned, Vitality are secured just about top spot.
Right.
Definitely secured top 2.
Oh yeah.
But it's a question of, all right, we win this map, we got top spot 100%, and then they're fine. Supremacy
and then they
are
only have to
clawing
second
every
place
little thing. Yeah, exactly. Loving it. Loving life.
Yeah.
But we're still having a couple of issues getting some of these players back into the lobby again. All we can do is apologize to these guys. These are issues that are out of our hands. We're going to run to a 3-minute break, and during that time, we will try and get as much of an update on Infused and Immense as possible for you. Even if they are still underway, we'll try and grab the score as things stand to get you guys on the toes. And
I'd at least I think that'll make this game more interesting to watch for you know at least where that's.
I mean, I'm saying this because I want to give the viewers. Mainly, I want to know the info.
If we tell you guys, whatever, I want to know.
You guys can not care if you like, but I care, and I want to find out how that's working out because it's huge for this. But yes, that will be the other side of the 3-minute break. Hopefully, we'll have this game back and going, and we'll return with the rest of Bank between Vitality and Supremacy. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen.
I didn't get it
and
finished.
almost to
My head's
the
so oddly
European
shaped.
Xbox One Rainbow Six Pro League. And yes, odd-shaped
Sorry,
punch
it's just
stick.
weird shaped head. I can't. It's a little big, and I don't know.
That's why he normally puts a hat on it.
Yeah, it's the huge brain and all that stuff.
We have everyone back in the lobby. We still don't have an update for you on Infused versus Immense because they, of course, were still playing and couldn't give us all their news. But
They could
it is
pause
being
and
worked
tell
on
us.
at the moment. How dare they? How dare they keep us waiting? But we'll give it to you as soon as we get it. We have everyone back. We are on bank. It's 4 rounds to 1 in favor of Vitality. And, well, we are looking to secure what will effectively be first place by winning this map.
Yeah.
If they lost this map, or if they lost this 2-0, then they could have been dethroned. But by drawing, 100% first. And
well, maybe Supremacy
map, they
found their
secure a draw.
rhythm during all this reconnecting.
Maybe we're about to go to overtime, that's for sure. But I don't think it's just their rhythm right now that's the problem.
Let it be their rhythm.
Let the
I want to
rhythm
see some
be.
close gameplay.
So, here we go. Vitality are on attack for this. They are using that Fantastic 5, and they are attacking the Teller's Office and Archive. So the first time we've seen that here from any of the Xbox squads.
Yep.
And well, I know a few teams that consider it the best option. But the question is, how do you hold it Supremacy? Now, we've seen you like to run Raphael and Bibu as a roaming combo, but they definitely do not have the same kind of cohesion as Criscu and Bios. But where are you going to put them is the other key point when you are defending this specific bomb site, because, well, pretty pretty close together, and there's lots of different angles to come through.
Right.
Infused have apparently won the second map 5 rounds to 2 on Hereford base.
All right.
So they get 3 points. They are now second place.
Hopefully Supremacy doesn't know that yet.
I hope for Supremacy's sake they don't know that. Never
All
mind,
right.
Supremacy have all disconnected. So the Supremacy just all disconnected, but so they may about to be fed that information by someone. Clearly having issues.
That's unfortunate.
Again. I mean, that kind of goes with the trend of today,
Yeah.
to be fair.
Yeah.
So what we'll do, as we now know that Infused won 2-0, Infused got 3 points.
Right.
We'll say this here, so our production gets a minute, but we'll get a standings update
Yeah.
on what that has done to the standings with Infused's new result
Yeah, because that's
before this game is done, because it's a pretty big change.
We just explained it, but I definitely think it should be seen.
Yeah, getting a
because
nice
it's
picture
a,
of it
right.
helps a lot more. So yes, those 3 points for Infused, mixed everything around,
Right.
and Supremacy, I mean, now that they are in the middle of reconnecting consoles and rejoining this lobby, I'm sure someone is going to give them that news.
Right.
I hope for their sake they don't.
Yeah.
It would be smarter
Be nice, just,
to keep it quiet
it's not
from them.
finished yet, bud.
Yeah,
just play the
you
game,
just keep
man.
you doing
guys
your
are doing
thing.
great. 4-1, you're fine.
Ignore it. Yeah,
Right.
you're still good. You're all good. You're all good.
Yeah, that's
But
because you don't initially you think, okay, the first and second place team are playing each other. It's the last thing. Who cares? You know, you wouldn't really expect such weight to be on the second place team winning this one. Now that the third place team just got 3 more points.
Yeah.
So
that third place team no longer being the third place team.
Right.
Exactly. So Supremacy mid-game without losing a single map have gone from second to third.
Yep.
And yeah, it's going to add even more pressure on them. Of course, both these squads wanting to get to that final.
Right.
Wanting to represent Europe.
Because this is the one. It looks like Vitality's back in. So.
Yeah, and of course, just a small update for you. Angsel versus Indomina is now being played off stream as well. There's still a third off stream game being done. Obviously, it's not going to affect this title race. It's not there,
Right.
but it will affect how those two teams requalify or stay in or whatever the hell the system's going to be for Season 2.
Exactly.
So they are still playing that out. They are good luck to them. That's going to be Chalet and Clubhouse for any fans of Angsel or Indomina.
Yep.
So again, good luck to either of those two squads. But yeah, we're going to focus straight back on here on the main map. Still got bank to do. It is still 4 rounds up for Vitality, and here is the standings update. So Infused now on those
16,
15
14,
points.
13.
Epsilon have got to also be kicking themselves right now, having
Right.
been that close, but
That
being
close.
out of
Yeah.
the running. But yes, Supremacy, as it stands, are on those points. Now,
Yeah.
if they win, they will take first and push Infused down and out again.
Right.
If they draw, they will join Infused on 15 points,
But
then it comes down to the round win-loss. And I cannot do maths fast enough to know whether 70
I
to
think
44 is stronger than, and we, to be fair, can't do the maths because we don't know what the round scores are going to be
Right.
for Supremacy.
I
on
believe
these two.
I think week 2 you taught me As me being a new caster, you taught me never do math during a cast. So not even gonna try it, but it's gonna be damn close. And to come down to round wins, especially to come down to round wins against, they're trying to pick up round wins on Vitality right now, the top team.
I was gonna say, right now, Supremacy have the better ratio.
Right, but
at
they're
the end of
playing
this,
the top
considering
team
they're down
tonight.
4-1 at the moment,
Yeah.
and they need to draw to get a point, so they need to get their rounds back up, yes.
Yes.
But when you're already down 4-1, that's not a good way to hold the better ratio.
No.
So it's still very possible for them.
But
they just got to play their
one
little
might
hearts out.
argue that would put them in OT, which means more rounds to win. It's all part of the strategy. Maybe we're about to see maybe Supremacy wants the 4-1. They want to get that tie and just lock in the extra
I'm pretty sure
rounds.
they'd rather 2 5-0s.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm not sure they're just giving them 4 rounds just to get.
It's all
4
part of the
rounds
strategy.
decided.
All part of the strategy.
I like how deep you're getting with this
Yeah,
one. Just
right.
You're going for it, but it's not quite there. So, I mean, what more is it? We've got to go Consulate next as well. This is still the first map, remember, ladies and gentlemen. Vitality, yes, they're up 4-1, but it's not over.
Could just be one round in it.
And Consulate is Vitality's map. That's the other thing. But again, this doesn't seem like a particularly map strategy that's the issue here.
No. And Vitality is obviously comfortable in this map if they picked it a few times
Yeah,
before.
they picked it earlier on today, so that's there. And I mean, the biggest change in any strategy we've seen here is now Supremacy picking the Teller's office.
Right.
So that's the difference. Every other bomb site we've seen so far has been very much standard, very well practiced, very well played by everyone. Everyone's got lots of stuff to see and research for that. Now is Supremacy bringing out a potential spanner here, which again, as we mentioned, could be the swing,
was the time
could put the game back.
Bust out something new. This would be the game to do it on, since they're about to not go to the finals.
Not go to the finals, yeah. And the other thing to note, of course, is now that we've had this whole remake again, Supremacy might not pick that same bomb set. They might not go Tellers again. They don't have to, having had to remake here. They might go somewhere else again. They might go to one of the more commonly played ones. We'll have to wait and see.
Right.
But
I'm not sure commonly played would be the best thing for them right now.
No, I'm not sure it is. It is that small niche, hope you don't know how to deal with this.
Right.
We'll get a round off you and claw our way back kind of situation.
Yeah.
First, they need to get their 5th player back into the lobby, though.
Right there, so close.
Just waiting on one more. We got all of Vitality, and
there
we are.
There
all of Supremacy. It is on bank. We can begin before anyone has any kind of issues.
We hope.
Yeah, we hope. See if we can round out this map. 4 rounds to 1 then, still here for Vitality. Supremacy holding on for dear life. Just.
This could be quick for a remake.
So, picking up the same old operators again, bringing out a Frost here, in fact.
No, the Frost was there, wasn't he? Yeah.
I think before the remake, she hasn't been played on the other bomb set.
Okay, right. And they are going with the Tellers again, so hopefully this is their...
I mean, I like Frost in the Teller's office, to be fair. It is another very small bomb site. You fill the site itself full of traps and lock people down. Same with Capcan. Small, tight bomb sites, force them to wait until the last few seconds and fill it full of traps, and they don't have much time to get through them.
Right.
So, see those used very nicely. And of course, as we've seen time and time again, Smoke wins games by holding people outside bomb sites for the last 30, 40 seconds of the timer. So they've got all of these delay tactics in their arsenal, if only they can stay alive long enough to use them. Because that's the other thing that Supremacy do, is they send their Rook and their Jaeger on a roam. They send their tanky 3-armor defender out to roam around.
The guy that could run those last couple seconds down on the clock.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being
and they don't do a great job at keeping him alive when he's out and roaming around. Vitality have done a good job of picking both him and the Jaeger off so far. So,
especially as we said with Vitality in the last game, not on bank, but on the previous map, which was Chalet. The big thing with the roamers is how fast they relocate if they don't get that drop, if they don't land the kill on the attacking team. You know, like the big thing Crisco and BIOS are great at is their ability to go, well, I screwed that shot up, but immediately rotate, be somewhere else. Rook doesn't really have that ability, especially against a team like Vitality.
Yeah.
So,
incredibly immobile.
Arguably not the best choice to send out roaming.
And they're doing exactly the same thing again. Going up to this office upstairs, barricading one side of the wall. Oh, we're actually doing both this time. Alright.
bite your tongue.
I mean, they did this in the first round, right?
Yeah.
They barricaded 2 on one side first round, and then second round, they barricaded 1 on each side and tried to use it as kill holes. And then lock themselves in.
Seems like they just want to play this bomb site. Yeah. Right?
Well, we voted for up here, so we're going to play up here. I don't care what you say. Downstairs immediately, though, Bios B's going straight in, and wow, Vitality are not hanging around at all. Bios grabs a second kill, and they're already inside the bomb site. Breaching straight through. Bibu tries to leap over behind them and shoot him in the back, but will be taken out by Criscu. But Stasio's there with a shotgun to down him. But they still haven't secured any of these kills. Finally, Ash goes down. Bomb is down, and Furious G got inside and got that down really rapidly, and Bios is still up here as a down turret. Anthrax firing in through the metal detectors will get an idea, but Squall will down Bios B while trying to take out Stasio, but it doesn't matter as he's downed off by Furious on the flank, and just like that, that's map number 1 done.
Just needed that extra 30 seconds to get it done. Vitality was not having it with these disconnects.
We talked about it before. We talked about how we saw it was Orbit on an APC, but they did it. It's viable strategies. All right, we know exactly where the bomb site is.
Right.
Run straight in, catch them by surprise, still setting up defensive or not, get that plant down super quickly, job done.
Yeah.
Exactly the same thing here to Supremacy, and to be fair to Supremacy, it could have been held off. They were in great spots, they weren't caught by surprise, they just couldn't land the shots there. Bios grabbing those 2 headshots
you can
and
almost
only being downed.
You can almost put the entire round in the highlights because it was so fast.
Yeah, Bibu jumping over there for the flanking round, going for it, but again, just couldn't land the shots on the Criscu. It wasn't so much the positioning strength there, or the drone play there from Vitality, as it was they got 5 people in, we can shoot better.
Not to mention, I mean, what better time to push 5 people straight in when both the roamers have walled themselves in completely upstairs, so they have to tear down barricades, come running back down the stairs, and by the time they get there, they're not even flanking anymore, they're just the last people left.
And to be fair, it's a great way to play straight after a delay like those remakes.
Oh yeah, everybody's like,
I wasn't ready for it to be that fast. Were you ready to be that fast?
Nope.
No chance were the players ready to be that fast.
I think
every round up until that point been nice and slow, methodical and patient.
Right.
All right, okay, delays, annoying, calm down, don't get too upset. Whether they knew the infused result or not, forget about it, put it out of your mind, relax, slow down, calm down. Jesus Christ, they're running at me, oh my god, what am I going to do? And they caught horribly by surprise.
I think 10 seconds was already off the bomb timer before I realized it had been planted. Just, and the bomb's down there too. I wanted to see how much time it was. I was like, oh, they're about to plant. The clock was already gone. They had already planted.
Already down and off. So, I mean, Vitality went into it with a plan. It's like, all right, we're 4-1 up. We'll either rush it down and secure the map done, dusted, or we'll
got plenty of rounds to recover it.
Yeah, dash it up. I mean, there's another small, and this is not really a viable strategy, but it's kind of there, is even if you have a player DC within those first 15 seconds, if there's been player interaction, i.e. you've shot someone, that's then null and void, and that player has to stay going.
So maybe that's
so there's also, of course, okay, if he disconnects again, but I've shot someone before he goes.
We're sick of your crappy Xbox. You want to keep disconnecting? One of you needs a new Xbox? Well, then fine. We're just going to kill you right away. That way, who cares if you DC?
There's a small thing, but I'm pretty sure that's not what Vitality did mind.
No, maybe not.
But it was still a very strong round from them, and Bios with those opening 2 kills arguably made it.
Oh.
Peeks straight in, gets one from the tellers right the back into the archives.
Then trades the other one.
Kapkan stands up, takes him down as well as he puts his head right in the crosshairs, and gets downed, and then just stays down. He says, all right, well, I'm down, but I can see you. And I can just sit here and tell you when they're coming my way, and tell you when they're coming my way. And they even managed to revive him just about at the end there, before he then gets shot by Squall. The man that revived him goes, oh, I'll get you up. Oh, she's coming at me, quick shoot. And I put you down again. But you know what? It's all right. Furious got the kill.
Yeah.
So my shooting was irrelevant. But down they went, and now they're taking their time getting back in. Of course, because we had to remake that, we had to make the full game in case there was a full comeback there from Supremacy. We couldn't just make a 1-round match.
Of course.
So we've had to now back on out, remake the lobby again, so that we can get back in for a proper full game with overtimes, with all the proper settings in place for Consulate. Now, hopefully, no disconnects for Consulate.
You mad I just said that? You're like, oh, he just said it, didn't he? No disconnects.
I got me touch wood under the desk. We're all good. But yes, Vitality are the ones that are now dragging their feet a little bit on reconnecting to this lobby, while Supremacy are here and raring to go, no doubt, after being, I mean, arguably humiliated in that final round. I mean, the rest of the rounds were by no means humiliations. They were solid rounds, played very well by Vitality, and Supremacy put up a good fort. But that last round, I mean, it's got to feel a little bit humiliating, personally.
And it's not looking good for Supremacy right now. They're gonna.
No, they have to win this map.
Right. if they want
if
to
they
go
want
to the
any
finals.
chance at getting to the finals. And to be fair, having lost that last one 5 rounds to 1, even if they win this and draw it,
Yeah,
that might have done the damage it's needed to ruin the ratio.
It
I don't know
definitely
how
could've.
close the 2 ratios were
Right.
before this game played, and it's going to come down to the wire if they do draw.
Right.
So, thank you very much, production. The difference before this map was finished, so with Infused, yes, they had a game up, but with Infused on the score and on the rounds it was at the moment, the difference in round win-loss ratio to them there and Supremacy before this taken into account was 0.2.
Yeah. So that's...
So even if they draw now, I'm pretty sure that 5-1 loss will have put them underneath the
Right.
Infused win-loss,
They-
unless they win this 5-0.
Yeah. 5... I don't even know 5-0 would do, man. That's
That's a
0.2
really,
at
really
this
close.
stage in the game. It's pretty late, but it does look like we have all the players finally.
We do. We have them all in.
Alright.
It is on Consulate. Let's get it underway. The deciding map for our top 2 placements here in Europe. One of these 2 teams is already going to represent Europe
Right.
against North America. Vitality have their spot confirmed. It is now Supremacy against Infused
Yeah. It's confusing.
without even having Infused in the
Yeah.
game.
Infused isn't even here, and they've got to be rooting hard for Vitality right now.
Oh, yes. They're going to be sitting at home screaming at their televisions, no doubt. As
Chat
we see,
spam
Supremacy
with
starting
these.
on defense here on Consulate, taking the garage and the cafeteria to get things underway. Taking a lot more tank in this particular game. Rook and Doc out here by Supremacy. So, Jaeger picked up by Bibu. Him and Rafael have been the roaming pair before, and I prefer to see you roam as a pair with a Doc than with the Rook, to be fair.
Yes, definitely.
Even if you're not going to dock your teammate up, that extra couple of seconds of immunities you're getting yourself up could give him the time to take out your killer and to revenge your death, then you get up safely, or as in a few situations, save your friend as well.
Right. As the roamer, I don't think you should value that 3 armor slot the same way that you would as just defending closer to the objective.
Yep. Keeping
Because
that rook
your
in the objective.
your idea of roaming is getting the drop. You shouldn't need the armor nearly as much. So taking Rook, I mean, yes, it's nice because he's already done away with his ability and he's no longer a useful player in that sense, but you're still better off just throwing out the Jaeger, throwing out a recruit even, or somebody that can also just place their thing and go, but is fast and can get the drop easier and rotate.
And this is the other option. They may leave Rafael on this map down inside the objective with Starzio. They may use the recruit and Jaeger combo as the roamers, which is what it would suggest as we are at the moment. Bibu and Atomic putting up a lot of... Oh, that's not nice. Score looking to take out the camera, takes out Criscu. That is an awful start for Vitality and Supremacy. You've got to be loving it.
God.
But Atomic and Bibu putting up random barricades around the top floor just to give them some more early warning on top of the barbed wire they've got laying everywhere. As, wow, Atomic just about gets that one back up in time before he gets sprayed down through the wall by the attacking team. Takes a little bit of damage, but nothing too serious. And now just about misses Twitch coming in. He's terrified of the noises going off around him. But it is Thermite on the floor below.
Grenade out.
So that's the garage opened up. Grenades coming in towards the behind the white van.
Has been dropped.
Starzio goes down to, Squall goes down to Starzio, and the grenade doesn't go off thanks to the Jaeger system as Anthrax takes down Sangrel upstairs, but now Doc being taken incredibly low from outside and will in fact be picked off by Furious GL there, and it is still a 3v3, but 2 members of Supremacy are upstairs. It's Atomic and Bibu locked in the piano room. Atomic just turns away as Furious tries to come inside and is right underneath him at the white van. Starzio takes down Anthrax. Defuser's going to go down. Now he reveals himself, takes out the Defuser. Really nicely done here by Supremacy. And now, Bios is the last man, still holding this angle. Knows that Atomic is in there, knows that Bibu is in there, but has it all to do. Minute and a half on the clock. Going to hear Bibu come around behind him, goes for the pre-fire, but Bibu turns away, goes for the shots. Neither of them landing too many, but Bibu ultimately lands enough. And first round on the board for Supremacy then.
All right, Supremacy getting in there. I mean, they had a little help right off the break there.
They did.
But either way, their defense was pretty solid.
Far better defense all around.
Didn't bother even trying to do the bandit plant.
No, I mean they had...
Didn't even have bandit.
Yep, they had the C4 recruit up above to do exactly the same things. All right, let them in, but
Right.
I'll shoot him when he tries to plant from here, and if he tries to plant anywhere else, you guys have got him downstairs, and That worked very nicely
Yeah,
because
no, it did.
they had 2 people holding the piano room. They had Bibu and they had Raphael doing exactly that. Sorry, Tumik and Bibu doing that. Raphael stayed downstairs this time.
They're going for that barbed wire setup again. Ultimate Yellow Brick
for
Road.
that triple roamer.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bomb.
Heavy barbed wire defense. Squall on the roam again. Bios coming to join him.
Grenades now.
Ultimately, it did work. It's the one round they lost.
Yep.
You
On
can
the
stop
last
worrying
map.
about grenades now.
Yes, it's a different map. Yes, it's a different setup, but is it going to work this time?
ADS deployed and ready to go.
I really do like the idea.
So, yeah, the idea I like. The execution last round wasn't quite there. Squall taking out one drone, but 10 seconds left on the clock, and they are still swarming this top floor. There's a drone right next to Bios there that you can quite see, but lucky thing is to fight it another day, and yes, as you said,
Attackers
barbed
recovered the
wire,
bomb diffuser.
warning systems
Attackers
everywhere.
are heading out to defuse a bomb.
Not as many reinforcements though,
The attackers'
Or like
bomb diffuser has been dropped.
doorway reinforcements anyway.
Attackers have recovered their
Still relatively free movement for Vitality compared to what Supremacy had given them, but we'll see if they can make use of that. Failed drone surviving. Again though, no one following it this time. Bibu heading on in upstairs. Got an idea for it. Sangle's drone is up here for him. We'll give him the idea it's clear. Stasio has also got in very quickly upstairs. The 2 of them will begin to sweep this floor. And to be fair, they can continue doing it pretty quick and easy because it is completely clear. But there are 3 players running out beneath them. Crisco's actually gone down a little bit further. Squall in the spiral staircase to the basement. So yes, it is technically 3 roamies hitting Vitality, but they are all very close to rotating to the bomb sites if needed. Drone down again. Crisco coming up these stairs. Can hear them, no doubt, in the floor with him. Isn't entirely sure where, though.
Drone's ready.
And as we've seen before with how vertical this map is, I mean, with the drop downs, you can get back pretty damn fast.
So
Although
coming through the drop down into Piano, they've taken out Bios because they droned him in the toilet. And he didn't reposition after being droned out this time. And Stasio manages to win the firefight, but it is given a chance for Crisco to get up the stairs. But he's not doing a great job of flanking around behind them. Squall falls down the spirals as he was pushed away by positioning. Crisco is just holding patiently, but again, minute and 15 on the clock, and this time there's not a whole lot of speed in the Supremacy books. One more player now in the visa office is about to leap over the wall right next to Crisco. He comes on out, sees him, and he's in the middle of a swing, taking out the barbed wire. Crisco takes down a Tumik, but Raphael takes down Furious G downstairs on the map as he's opening himself up the garage door. Bibu's clearing out the drones, and now with both of these doors open, there are 3 defenders left alive and 45 seconds on the clock. Sangro's looking to come in and try and defend, but Crisco is coming down the back staircase. Squall's still here at the bottom of the spirals and is just Anthrax inside the bomb room. And he is not in a good spot to defend against the diffusers. Stasio takes out Crisco on the stairs, and now there's just the 2. They can try and get inside with the diffuser. Does turn away at the wrong second to see that man coming on in. Bios B's coming into the cafeteria. They're looking to fire onto the front of the white van. Grenades going off, lets him in. Down they go, and the plant will start to go down. Anthrax is pinned in this corner. He's going to take a lot of shots. Will get one, but then gets taken down. And it's now all on Bios B to find 3 people. Bibu comes in. He does down him. Diffuser is out the front.
Defenders have located
One on the
diffuser.
stairs and one behind the car outside. He knows he can just get to the car. Goes for the car shot. Looking for the firefight, but will not win it off. Sangro wins that, and Supremacy go up with a 2nd round. I liked his idea. I mean, he knows he can't go for the diffuse. He's just sitting there looking through that glass that is impenetrable.
Yep.
We'll give the shout, and then the guy from the stairs would peek. He's like, all right, well, I've got to push him, and then I'll find out where the other guy is.
Yep,
Right idea.
Didn't waste any time doing it.
Just
Good
couldn't
idea.
land the shots. Yeah.
Yeah. Lacking the aim.
So, Supremacy up for 2, and we said it. The 5-0 win could be what they need.
It's a good thing we're not good at math. It keeps the suspense up.
Yes, that's true. So, Vitality back onto attack. They have now got to attack a different bomb site there, and Supremacy are up into the console office and the meeting room on the top floor. Very, very popular 2nd selection.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers. Time for some serious protection. Done with the wire.
Down we go.
Attackers have located a bomb.
Seen him with some strong roams in the past. A little bit tougher to do when you're on the top floor though. You don't have that same kind of freedom of movement.
Right.
But we've also seen some big plays from people
10 seconds left.
holding this end room with 2 players.
5
Yep.
seconds to
Rounds
go.
won and lost by people trying to come in through these windows and being picked off by the defenders in there.
Attackers have recovered
Now
the
Atomic
diffuser.
is in there.
Attackers are
Or
heading
thinking
out
about
to
it.
defuse a bomb.
It's a very terrifying room to push into as an attacker because you try to look through the window, which is already, during the daytime, a huge disadvantage, trying to look into the window. And then there's so many places, so many things to look at in that room for the attacking team. And all the defenders have to do is look at the open window.
Atomic and Starzio then are the 2 inside this room. Everyone else from Supremacy are also on the top floor holding various different angles from different spots. Well, Starzio looking for an angle out onto where BIOS B is now actually going to push straight towards it and hide a little bit closer to where that grenade is. Does shrug it off as it gets a little bit close, but is on the other side of the wall ultimately. Atomic now. It's also found himself a little kill hole towards that direction, but they're still being very, very cautious as they know Vitality have their locations marked. With a minute already off the clock,
A bomb has been
they're
located.
starting to push the other direction. Twitch drone comes in, covers the top of the stairs. That will give Raphael's location, and the rest of the Squall Vitality team are coming up the main staircase. We saw this earlier in the week with that wall reinforced. That gives them a completely free thermite wall here. But there is a dog hiding right inside. Lagoon now has to try and hold that angle. The grenade comes in. He tries to fire a little bit early and gets a bit unsure with himself. Here's Prone, now tries to hold it. Raphael is holding right next to it, trying to fire the other way. Diffuser goes down now. BIOS is going to try and come in. The spray's coming through. Doc will get himself up, but it's only temporary as BIOS gets inside with the diffuser down. Now on the far side, everyone else is trying to push into this location. Is being picked off from behind. Starzio going to try and take down Criscu. Does get him down, but he's downed himself. Now Sangor's just got to find 2. One is Furious G, one is the diffuser, BIOS. Not going to be able to get that Jaeger up. There's this one in the stairwell. Furious G, his head is just a little bit hidden. Criscu and Starzio both down inside the bathroom. He's got to get in with speed. BIOS is actually inside the diffuser room. Furious is still in the stairwell, sees him pick his way up. Spray goes through, but he has to reposition now. Over halfway, Furious is just running away. He knows he's being hunted. He's going to come in, try and find BIOS. Finds him. Doesn't get the headshots though. And Vitality get themselves their first round on the board.
Just whiffed right over his head. I feel like he traced the whole top of his head right there.
Yeah. It's really hard to shoot, man, when he's actually prone down like that.
Oh, yeah.
And get a clean headshot and not just land the body shots.
Oh, absolutely.
But ultimately, not a bad attempt at retaking it. You used his speed.
Right, knew he had
Too
some
often
time
do we
to
see
play with.
teams like,
Yeah.
I gotta retake. Well, I'll still use 40 of my 45 seconds just waiting in this angle and hoping they stick their head out to me. It's like,
Right.
no, you're now attacking. They're not going to stick their head out to you. He was moving almost the entire time. Just couldn't quite land those shots at the end of the BIOS. And I mean, he chased Furious far enough down the stairs that he may have just been able to get lucky with a smoke at the top of the stairs for a couple of them.
Ready to go.
Starting the defuse. I mean, if he'd have got that kill, it may be.
We'll never know.
Grenades now.
But Supremacy are still up 2 rounds to 1. And well, Vitality using that same defense strategy again, as it did not work for them last time over.
Attackers have discovered the location of a bomb. 10 seconds left before insertion.
2 down. To be fair, yes, it is. Could be called a
5
3-room
seconds left
spread.
before insertion.
They are barbed wiring all over the place, but previously
Attackers have
they still
recovered
left 2
the
players
diffuser.
pretty close
Attackers are
to the
heading out
basement bomb
defuse the
sites.
bomb.
Now,
The attackers'
BIOS
bomb
and
diffuser
Squall are
has
both
been dropped.
up the very top floor.
Attackers recovered the bomb
Criscu, though,
diffuser.
is still playing a little bit closer here at the Visa Axis. Outside. You can hear them running around outside there. We've seen it a couple of times as soon as they make a hole in a window, he's there and he fires onto the person straight away. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And this time, they do not choose to make that hole. Up towards the top floor they go then, towards Squall. Bios has come down the stairs and is behind Criscu, but can go up pretty easily again. Now with Squall and Bios on this top floor, players on the roof are going to be looking for them. Bearing in mind they've already used 45 seconds.
Reloading.
They have droned Bios out, and they've got trapdoors to drop down to the level below. The attackers, of course, have to get down into the garage, which is the complete opposite corner of this bomb site. So they cannot wait too long trying to get these 2 kills. Sledge in through, window up one end. Sangril's still outside one other. Raphael droning, Bibu in the toilet. Twitch here, right next to where one of the players is. He gets shot in the back as he gets that timing just a little bit wrong. Criscu saving Bios' life. Squall will then find Raphael because there's just so many people around here. Squall peeks out the other side as, wow, the slaughter's coming in. Squall leaps out through the piano window, gets 2 players leaping up towards the top floor balcony, and then we'll see 4 through the window or through the floor to take down Bibu. That was a masterclass.
Was
It is
the
through
round.
window.
Yep, right back up from outside. Oh man.
That was beautiful to watch.
I think Supremacy's feeling it right about now.
They had to be starting strong. Getting those 2 rounds would have felt good, but now
Yeah, that
falling
can't feel
back
good.
down again. Like, they didn't do too bad of a job finding the locations and going for them, but Squall just did so much better. Like, as soon as they had the information, he was still free to roam around, even if the other 2 weren't. The other 2 were very much locked in Visa and meeting.
But even Crisco still got around on, I believe, Ash. And got her in the back. Is that Ash?
I think it was
the one on
Twitch.
the stairs? Twitch?
Yeah, Twitch, but yes.
Yeah.
Twitch coming up the stairs, knew roughly where they were. Criscu, yeah.
And again, I
managed to
think
get
that's
her in
just
the
that,
back.
that huge difference between like the team drone play versus the droning for yourself. You know, knew the last known location, but didn't have that real time from a teammate saying, no, he's downstairs now. He's looking up the stairs. You're looking the wrong way. Bye-bye.
So, Supremacy back onto defense, back in the garage cafeteria location. Gotta give it another shot.
For some reason, that Tachanka
10
is so
seconds to
keeps making an
insertion.
appearance. Let's see opening up. Just the
Opening
whole
up the kitchen, cafeteria,
right.
into the main.
Attackers have recovered them. Attackers are heading out to defuse. Attackers drop the diffuser.
Bibu and Atomic playing the floor above then with the same barbed wire reinforced alarm systems they did before. Did work for them last time they defended this bomb site. It gave Atomic the chance to shoot down through the piano room floor and take out the plant that was going down by Thermite. And Bibu was there to support him, which would allow to hold him that room. But as we saw from Vitality before, they're pretty damn hot on their adaption. And here is that famous drone team which we talked about before. Checking the corner, will spot Bibu, does lose the drone, feeds that information to his squad, and they will go hunting. Bibu now being droned away by the Twitch drone, does kill it. Thermite goes off and gets 2 walls wide open. Crisco still droning inside. Bios playing cautiously now they know roughly where Bibu is. Crisco opens into the kitchen, starts to spray but doesn't get too much.
Attackers bomb diffuser has been
EMP
dropped.
not worth your life. Starzio taken out by the Tachanka turret.
All right. He's using the
From
turret.
the
Good for
kitchen.
him.
Crisco they will then take out Starzio from the floor above. Inside sprints the Thermite, gets 1 kill, looks for Raphael. Raphael will find him. But Anthrax now starts to trade back. Doesn't get the final kill, but does do a lot of damage. He's getting that revive gun out. Misses Sangrel. Oops. Stays alive long enough to get a second one, but Crisco will be there to answer and take Sangrel down. And Raphael is immediately taken out as he peeks straight into Crisco's shots. And Bios finishes off Atomic upstairs.
And there's that little,
Vitality have definitely figured out Supremacy play.
it's that little Crisco Bios duo. Just cutting them apart at the end.
Tearing them down. I mean, the first couple of rounds were nice.
Supremacy.
First couple of rounds were nice by Supremacy.
Yep.
They clearly had some things that Vitality weren't ready for and weren't expecting. Doesn't last when you do it 2 times in a row. And Vitality, yeah, we know that one now.
Yeah.
This is
You
what we
tried
do.
that one.
We got this. And they switched it up.
I think Vitality's butthurt about the Tachanka death and wants to return the favor.
This is the first time we've seen them on the top floor. I think this is just to open up between the bomb sites.
Or maybe they're going to get that.
They may still
Tachanka
get the
kill.
Tachanka kill. They may still. But I'd like to think they're a little bit more professional than being butthurt about dying to it. And their first thought
Attackers
is,
need to
actually, we
locate
can
and
use this.
defuse as many bombs as they can.
Setting trauma
Because
pack.
it's Anthrax that's picked it as well, not Squall, who was the guy that died to it.
That's true. But Anthrax can place it down for Squall.
That's true. Squall could end up being the man that sits on it. Doesn't have to be Tachenko. We'll wait and see.
ADS deployed and ready to go.
The important thing is to not reinforce this doorway. As we've seen a couple of times now, that gives a free thermite plant on this wall.
Right.
And that gives a free bomb plant for us, but not inside this bomb. And there it is. And Thrax is chankering open the conjoined
Attackers are moving out to
between
locate
the
a
bomb
bomb and
sites.
defuse it. Attackers drop.
Something I still firmly believe a C4 does
Just by
far easier.
like, you can't even see the entire bomb site with all of that open. It's only the doorway that you can see.
Right.
The C4 in line with the doorway does the job.
And lets you transfer between the bomb sites quicker and easier. Since you
Yeah,
can't
you
walk
still
through
can't
that.
walk through that hole. Never mind. We're on week 7 technically, with this being the final game. Is now Rook is hiding in the stairwell. Doc just being a bit of a nuisance. Bios with his SMG is looking to jump out the meeting and catch anyone rappelling up the edges. There was no one there, so he gets back inside pretty rapid. Down in the basement is the Jaeger, and Squall is still hiding in this stairwell, but the drone's going to come up and spot him. Misses it, goes to peek on it, kills it. Now has to reposition without being shot from the roof, and does so. The fuse charge is now coming into the bathroom right next to where Stazio's position, so he's going to look to get inside afterwards. No, he's putting another one in the same room. Really does not like toilets. Wow, where did that come from? Sangrel takes out Squall really nicely, but Crisco immediately says, yep, I can do that too. Takes down 2 with a peek through that stairwell door. Does get himself down for the trouble. Sangrel's taken out by Bias's C4. Crisco's still crawling away and safe. And only 1 attacker left up. And Tumik, that man. Doesn't he didn't take down Crisco, but he's going to be fine. He's done his job. There's 3 people left to find and a minute and a half on the clock for Atomic to do it in. He's got to go and find 2. At least. The force 1v1. Needs that diffuser as well, but it's way off to get. We'll start heading towards it. And check this window as he goes by.
Attackers recovered the diffuser.
He's picked up. A minute on the clock. Up to the B windows he goes. There is a Tachenko on his left and the Bias across the hall.
Bomb located by
The
attackers.
Bias is there. He's holding a very, very tight little angle. Okay, he's going to try and come in towards where Anthrax is. It is ultimately miles away, but now this position has been given out. Goes to go in, immediately looks to the left, and it's got from the front instead. Bios picks him up, defenders win round number 6, and Vitality are now 4-2. And on the cusp of dashing the Supremacy dreams.
I hate to say it, but I feel they may already be dashed. I think even if they pulled the win, I don't think the ratio at this point could possibly be corrected.
I'm going to trust that your maths is wrong on that. And believe there is still hope for Supremacy.
Well, the best they could hope for now is a 6-5.
Yeah, 6-4.
6-4. Okay, fair.
So, this is where you don't do math on stream.
We'll see what happens.
Vitality then on attack for what could be the final round, deciding who goes to the currently undisclosed land
To
finals.
locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
Supremacy down into the garage again for their defense. Stasio back on his Tachenko in the kitchen. He got a kill with it from this location in the previous round,
He's ready for another.
but it wasn't enough.
Was that the first and only Tachenko kill in the Pro League?
I want to say no, but I also can't remember when the first one was.
I feel like 99% of the time it's just open a wall up and never touch it again.
It is definitely that.
10 seconds remaining.
Why are we doing that
Very,
game?
very
Why
cautious.
are we playing that game? What
What are you doing?
5 seconds to go.
Dear Lord. Rafael.
Attackers recovered the bomb
I think
diffuser.
he's mad.
Attackers are moving to defuse the bomb.
So, Rafael destroying the pallet underneath him. Let's have a look at the Vitality attack. So they start heading towards the garage. This time they don't team kill each other on the way, which is a big increase from last round. So opening up a window and droning his way in. Furious, while standing in the garage, will now drone up the other end for his roam clearers. Make they push forward. So, Tumik in the piano room, same as before. Will be sorted out by Squall's drone. Ibu has readjusted his position a little. It is in the spiral staircase downstairs, and he's picked up Crisco from there, but will be downed and finished off by Bios because of it. Bios is still cautious now, but his second push forward. Stasio is now rotating up through the Visa. He's going to peek that corner on the left in a second, and it is going to be right when Bios turns his back. Nice shooting. Stasio grabs himself a kill. Bios down. Furious then opening up one side of the garage and then the next. Anthrax coming through the back stairwell. We'll have to take out this barbed wire first. Furious, prone and inside. Smoke here on the left. Will smoke charge right on top of Twitch, but then get taken out before he can use a second one. Down the stairs comes Twitch, but Raphael stops him. Plant's going to go down by the white van if Raphael can't stop this, and he can't because he's killed out by the thermite from the range. Stasio now will stop it, however, from the back staircase. Furious G outside the garage door. All they have to do is wait and hide from it. Atomic is very, very low on health, but cautiously playing the back stairwell. They know he's got to come for the diffuser, but he's got a minute 20 to do it. This is a very winnable 1v2. He's going to drone in and look for people. Can't see anyone yet. Turning around by the white van. Just about catched it. There we go. Catches Stasio's position. He's going to look for him. Sprints in, finds him behind the car, goes for the shot, does get that kill. Now it's all on Atomic, who's up in the top floor piano room. There we go. Down on top of Furious G's head. They grab themselves around and take it to 4 and 3. Supremacy are not down and out yet.
That's how they won their other defending round too. The same way.
Yep. Important trapdoor above. But, I mean, having cleared that floor before and taken it out and got into the objectives where they were, I didn't think they expected him to rotate up there. So a smart play to do just that.
Definitely.
Didn't have the health to take him head on. Needed that kind of funky angle. Made sure to do it the right way. Vitality back onto defense with that dream trio that decimated that 4th round win for them.
Yeah.
Squall, Bios and Crisco, 2 recruits, and a Jaeger. Looking to stop yet another Supremacy attack.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
So, down into the garage and cafeteria is the option Vitality have chosen to take. They, of course, have 416s, C4, and barbed wire on both of their recruits. It is an incredibly powerful combo. Still having issues with drones, but will finally get it by us before making his way down towards the main lobby. And again, putting all these barbed wire early warning systems out, and gets another drone. Crisco will come and support with the reinforces. Raphael and Furious, the 2 big dog players of this game.
5 seconds to insertion.
Well, ultimately having a pretty even showing on it. Stasio doing all he can isn't quite enough. Furious going for this early window peek that he's done a couple of times on Bank, but never done it on this map. And well, this time he picked a completely wrong location anyway. Bios opening up his escape route. Most of the attacking team coming from the front of the building. Same as before. That's a Squall peeked out behind them and slaughtered them. So they're going to be more cautious of it this time. Crisco down in the basement again, being the guy that's a little bit closer to the objective for his team. In through the window right next to him. Stasio thought about going, but didn't blow his breach charge, and then goes into the floor above. As he gets the shout that it's all clear. So up he goes. Squall is up here with him. So is Bios, but Bios is shooting onto the floor underneath and has taken a lot of damage in the process without returning so much to the Thatcher. So he's got to play a little bit more cautious. There are still Stasio running around on this floor with him, but Stasio's got to be cautious of Squall. Does now know he's here, but can't win the firefight. Top fraggers down for Supremacy. The rest of them got to step up if they want to force this overtime. Still next to no health on Bios, but it doesn't stop him taking out Sangro, and now he's got so much more time to play with. 3 attackers left alive. 2 Romans have so far done all the work, and they're covering each other's back really, really nicely. Atomic looking to rotate to take out Bios. He's got Ash there with him. Makes another hole into the meeting room, but Crisco's come up the stairs to take him off when he's not looking. They knew where the 2 were and thought that would be all it takes, but you've played against Vitality before. You know they have 3. Raphael is taken out by Furious G downstairs. Squall is now looking for Bibu, and they found him. 5 members of Vitality are going to hunt him down. They want to end this game right here. 5 rounds to 3 is the scoreline they want. They've got 5 players left alive, and Bibu is running scared. Krisku's coming downstairs looking for him. He knows exactly where he is. He's going for the pre-fire. Dances across the door. Krisku comes out. Krisku wins the firefight, and 5 rounds to 3. Vitality have sealed it, and Supremacy will not be coming to our LAN finals.
Krisku was not having the whole running away thing there.